Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! The finale for High School DxD Season 4. And as far as I know, the end of the show, but I'm sure there's going to be a Season 5 at some point. Because, yeah, they had a little scene at the end that kind of indicated that things were going to continue, but we will see. Anyway, this episode is the finale for the fight, as well as a few loose things that got tied up. The fight, obviously, like I said, he proclaimed that he loves Aria's Skrimory for all to hear. It was either at the end of the episode, last episode, or the beginning of this episode. I don't know which, but yeah. He ends up fighting against Cyborg, obviously, and it was very, very intense and crazy, to say the least. I don't remember the details because I just skimmed through the episode, but I think his mother showed up to him for a bit and told him to keep going and all that, and not long after that, he ended up losing consciousness. And Issei, by that point, had lost, his balance breaker form, and he was just in his regular form, and he still tried to fight, but the lion essentially stopped him and told him there's no point, it's already too late, he's lost consciousness. And essentially, Issei gained a lot of respect for this guy. That he had the will to keep going, even if he lost, things could possibly go badly for him. Thankfully, so now, essentially, they won the rating game, and Issei and Cyborg are resting, and Cyborg is actually a really nice guy, and Rias' brother comes in, Sir X, and lets Issei know, essentially, that the higher-ups want to promote him, Akano, and Kiba to mid-ranking devils. I was like, ooh, wow, take it. And even Cyborg said to take it. But, yeah, he also told Issei that you need to go and get Rias alone and tell her how you feel. And Issei was like, well, what if she breaks my heart? And he was like, well, then you can come to me and I'll get you a stiff drink and you can cry all you want. Cyborg is awesome. Anyway, we find out that, essentially, things turned out decently enough for Cyborg, thankfully. He didn't lose his position as, head of the Bale family. And a few things happened. I can't remember exactly what they were off the top of my head, but yeah, Cyborg's an awesome guy, and they have the little fair thing going on, and his buddies are banned from it. Oh my god. Anyway, they have a little cafe thing going on where all the girls, are dressed up in dresses, and Issei comes out and Rias looks at him and kind of blushes and turns away and is like, ooh, it can be awkward. And later, while everybody else is outside, having a good time, Issei goes to the cult research club room and sees Rias alone, and he takes this opportunity to tell her essentially how he feels, and before they can even kiss, the others land in the room cock-blocking it, essentially, because they had been listening at the door the entire time. And even Zenobia was still adamant that this wasn't going to change the fact that she was still going to try and have a baby with him. And even Akano said that she was going to try and convince Issei to cheat on her with her. And obviously Kiba said, yeah, you can count me out on that one. But it was just like, really, guys? Really? You had to ruin that kind of moment. And they both Rias and Issei agreed on that, and the others just tried to set it up right, and then they all left. And they did the moment again, and they finally kissed. Now I'm like, finally those two! Took freaking 4 seasons before they finally realized they love each other. And, what else ended up happening? We get a little scene at the end of this episode, which makes me think that things are picking up. And can somebody tell me who, dang it, what was his name? their teacher, who was he talking to in the rain in the end of the episode? Because it seemed like it was possibly one of the great gods, I assume Zeus, because he said the position of heaven is only for us. So it made me think, the Greek gods, Mount Olympus, that stuff. Is that actually Zeus? Who was it, essentially? And we actually get another scene before that where Cyborg's mother finally wakes up and things are okay now, and he thinks essentially that it's a delayed effect of booby lingual. Which it would make sense, because the woman was in a deep sleep, and it was assumed, essentially, that anybody who got that sickness wouldn't wake up. So, it makes sense, so, yeah. So, thankfully, things worked out for him and his mom, thankfully. And I am curious as to what Season 5 could possibly hold. Don't spoil anything, please. Just let me know who that was that he was talking to. Anyway, yeah, this has been a long time coming, guys. I'm sorry I didn't get this uploaded when I did, or done when I did, but I'm getting it done now. So, I will see you guys next time.